primary election coverage is sponsored by Centex Roof Systems, your hometown roofer.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. Taking a closer look at how our Central Texas counties voted in this Senate primary. Senator John Cornyn led most counties, but if you look at the heat map, which we're going to go to right now, all these colors are faint. You can see that we're seeing some light greens, some light reds. It's not looking very, I guess the darkest shade of red we have is towards Corpus Christi down here in the south. Pretty low as of right now.
Yeah, and that means neither he nor Ken Paxton got a strong lead. In fact, across the state, neither of them dominated any one county. Cornyn only reached the 60% make in one county up in the Panhandle. So this just in, we're hearing now from Cornyn, who says Paxton may not win against whoever the Democrat nominee is.
If he's nominated, there's a high risk that Paxton would lose this Senate seat, taking 5 congressional seats down with him. And you don't have to take my word for it. In public polling in the last few months, U.S. Senate nominees are either tied with or beating Paxton if he were the nominee. Ken Paxton as the nominee would be a dead weight at the top of the ticket for Republicans running all across this great state.
So right now we know that John Cornyn and Ken Paxton are headed to a May runoff, and that's clear because neither of them got the vote. AP already called it. That's what that check mark means. We talked about how faint those colors are across the state. So we wanted to show you what Central Texas is voting. We know that in Falls County, technically, there was only 12 votes separated between John Cornyn and Ken Paxton. So very close race in Central Texas.
Let's go ahead and take a look at McLennan County. Down there in the Waco area, about 8,000 votes came in, 2,500 votes separating the two between Cornyn and Paxton. Again, not a clear winner, super clear winner in either area so far. I mean, light green, light red, we're seeing all over the place. Even here in Bell County, around 9,000, almost 10,000 votes going in for Cornyn as opposed to nearly 7,000 for Ken Paxton. Lampasas County, again, same thing. 500 votes, around 466 votes separating these two. So it was close in a lot of the counties, at least here in Central Texas.
Yeah, and I mean, really, it's like that across the board. We were talking just a little bit about how faint these colors are. And in fact, that's completely different on the Democratic side of things. It's a little bit more polarizing. You can see the colors get really bold here in this map. If we want to go ahead and take it full so our viewers can see it a little bit better, but you can see the yellows and greens. They're more prominent on the Democratic side of things when it comes to the U.S. Senate. And of course, we have James Tallarico, Jasmine Crockett, and Ahmad Hassan seeking this seat. And right now, barely holding on with the majority of the vote is James Tallarico with 51.6 of the vote. And this is a very interesting thing to look at because Jasmine Crockett, she is from the DFW area, representing that area. And so you can see she got most of those votes up there, but James Tallarico, he's from the Austin area. And
he got them all in Austin.
I mean, so we were kind of expecting this to go this way. So we've been watching this one very closely. It kind of flip-flopped. We were looking at this at 7 o'clock. We saw more Crockett votes. Now we're seeing majority Tallarico votes, but not by far.
Not by far. And if you want to go ahead and zoom in, and we can see in Central Texas a little bit what it was looking like, at least in terms of our heat map. Falls County, the only one really strong. I mean, we got a couple out here near Burnet County, and Lampasas still, again, nothing coming in over there yet. But Falls County, you can see heavily Jasmine Crockett. That's how you can kind of see the darker the color is. Again, once again, that means the more votes a particular person got in this race. And as you can see, Bell County, McLennan County, still nothing in there yet, but Bell County, again, predominantly Jasmine Crockett voter turnout around 14,000 people. So 7,000, nearly almost doubled James Tallarico, at least in Bell County. So this wasn't as close as it was, at least nearly in Central Texas, in our close viewing area for sure. Taking a closer look now at the race for Attorney General, Republicans were pretty split, although Mays Middleton won a larger majority in DFW, Houston, and Austin.
Now, in our area, the difference in votes between Middleton and Congressman Chip Roy was sometimes in the single digits, but Middleton won over the Republicans in most of the counties. So let's go ahead. These colors are really faint. This is really the most faint I've seen them for across the board. Let's look at, right here, Chip Roy and Mays Middleton. Mays Middleton only behind by 4 votes to Chip Roy. So this is a very tight race. Our producers were watching this one to see how, Central Texas was voting, especially in the Attorney General race. Looking at Bell County, there's a 1,200 difference. McLennan County, 1,800. But yeah, Falls was only 4. Let's see, Robertson was only 8. So our more rural counties, there's nothing there yet.
Obviously less people. They're going to be a little bit of a closer race, but on the Democratic side, Nathan Johnson won by a moderate majority. We can go ahead and hit totals right here, around 48%. So obviously this is looking like it's going to go into a runoff, at least with 65% of the estimated total votes in right now at this moment. It is still close, but around 700,000 people so far in the state voted in favor of Nathan Johnson. Here locally in Waco, if we can zoom in the Waco area, it seems our heat map, it favors Nathan Johnson, but Falls County, obviously, again, we can go ahead and click there and see 182 people, around a 106-person difference between Nathan Johnson and our second leading vote getter, Joe Jaworski. So obviously there's still a lot of ground to be made up, around 35% of the voting in that specific county, in Falls County. But total, I mean, obviously, these votes are still coming in at this very moment, Bailey. That's something we were talking about all night.
Yeah, it's still very early. And just a reminder, there's only been a couple races that have been called by the AP. This data we're referencing, these votes coming in, is all from the AP, so it's very solidified. Of course, everything is unofficial at this point because some state election officials have to go and solidify everything. But knowing that a couple races have already been called, including, you know, Republican Senate, I don't think Democrat Senate, no, but this one I suspect to be called.
This is actually just a Falls County, so let's go ahead.
I suspect some of these races to get more check marks and more approval from the AP to go ahead and be called. So just a couple of races that have been called. The governors on both ballots have been called already. Lieutenant governor has also been called for the Republicans, not the Democrats yet. You just saw that change live here. So this is something we'll be keeping an eye on. You can also do that on your own terms by going to kcentv.com. It's a very interactive map that you can play around with yourself.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast after a quick break.